Guys, deluded. I'm back again. YouTube's Lucas Torreira, YouTube's N'Golo Kante. At this point, YouTube's Kylian Mbappe, YouTube's Lionel Messi and them things. Where's my Ballon d'Or? Where's my accolades? Where's my awards, man? I need a big plaque back there saying best YouTuber ever or some award here or something. But cracking on a serious note, yeah, we might as well talk about the top six specifically in regards to their transfer windows. Now, depending on how you look at it, you could say two different things depending on if you support Spurs, Arsenal, whatever, innit? So let's crack on. I'm an Arsenal fan, so let's do Arsenal first. For me, stuck between a 4.5/5 just / being a bit optimistic and saying a 6 out of 10 for Arsenal. But for me, it's a 4.5. I'll concede a 5 to be fair, people, and be fair. Why I say it's a 5, for me, 4 point, in fact, maybe if I say why it's a 5 and then explain 4.5. Why it's a 5, it started off initially well. Obviously, again, why I've marked it down a bit is because they're not exactly quality signings, excluding Torreira, but on the basis of fixing up the spine, Leno, Socrates, Torreira, obviously a young guy in Kudezi, looks like he's got a lot of potential, signings to be excited about. Liechtenstein, adding experience to the team and them things there. I can't not be happy about that. Would I have signed a lot of these players if I was the manager? No, probably only Kudezi and Torreira. Do I necessarily rate Socrates? No, but I'm not going to get at him for no reason. He didn't pick to sign the club. I'll give man a chance. At the end of the day, if you're going to be consistent and competent, I'll allow you in. It doesn't matter if you're one of the best centre-halves or one of the worst. If I can rely on you and you put in a shift, what more can people want? But it doesn't really, these men don't really convince me. And I'm pretty sure they probably don't even convince the manager. Like, how do you know? You don't know, but you've brought in a centre-half. And for me, we don't know our best back 3, 5, 4, whatever you want to look at it. Again, clearly Unai has an eye opener into who he wants to play. And again, I'm not trying to critique any of the players, but that's what I feel. And why I mark it down from a 5 is because it started off well, but when you look at Ramsey's career is not sorted. I really wanted that one sorted, whether he's going to go or stay. It's another season with the same old crap going through it, as much as I like Ramsey. Struggled to get people off the books. It would have been a great one, whether you wanted Wilshere to go on the basis of freeing up wages. Perez went for peanuts, which is silly. Obviously, Jenkinson, Joel Campbell, Ospina, I'm just saying the players that were linked with moves away in it. Again, they can still move to foreign clubs because them and there's window still open. But for us, it's not the window in it. When the window closed, you wanted people that don't deserve to be at this club, specifically Jenkinson. You're living the dream though, bro. To be moved on and for everything to be sorted, and it hasn't. So it started off well, but I give it a 4.5/ if you think I'm being too harsh, a 5. I give Spurs. You have to give Spurs a 0 to be fair. Probably I'll bring it up to a 3 purely because they kept hold of the likes of Toby Alderweireld. I know a lot of Spurs fans I speak to don't necessarily rate Ben Gibson, and they're not really friends with Danny Rose at this moment in time. But if he gets back, just putting the crap that's happened behind him, they've still got a good left back. If Toby, obviously Toby can still go abroad, but it was linked with United. If he can put these things away and just forget about that, it's still Toby Alderweireld. So they've done well to hold on to them. Obviously, the big one each year, Spurs are asking for the next couple signings to help them push on, help them really just kick on and help Kane and Eriksen and that. It never arrived. I think Spurs are lucky in the sense that they're probably out of all the top 6, they've got a manager who knows his squad the most, his squad played for him the most, excluding Pep and all of these things. So I don't necessarily feel obviously it's a bad thing not bringing in players because they could have to shake things up, but I don't think it's a bit exaggerated. I know their manager's talking about Brexit being the reason they couldn't sign players, and Lemayna's like a new signing and these things there. Clearly it's shortchanged. I mean, he couldn't get Grealish in and that. So again, I don't want to over exaggerate because it's Spurs. I'm an Arsenal fan, but I'd probably just give it a 3 out of 10 on the basis of keeping one of the best centre halves in the Premier League in Toby Alderweireld. I know I'm not sure how the release clause activates and how it works, but yeah, in short, Spurs should have brought in a player. So it is a 3 out of 10. The 3 is basically just for keeping Toby, in my opinion. So Chelsea, I'll give it a 7, you know. I'll probably give it a 7 to be fair, or 6 or a 7. Again, I'm exaggerating a bit. I say a 7 because if I was a Chelsea fan, I'd want another centre-half in. I know they've got Christensen and Dave can fill in there, but I'd want a centre-half. I'd probably want to fix up the full-backs, the left-back and the right-back. But they've brought in some great midfield signings. I mean, they've brought in Jorginho, Kovacic. I mean, it remains to be seen how they play, but just for people that love football playing players like me, that's an excellent midfield. And you add in Kante in that midfield's got everything. And maybe, I don't know if Cesc plays or whatever, but they've got some tasty options. They obviously Courtois gone. They've brought in Kepa. They've done well to hold on to Willian and Hazard. They were wanted by foreign clubs, so we don't know what happens. But I'm just saying the names that were linked with constant moves. It actually looked like Hazard was gone at a point, but they've done well to hold on to them, bring in some quality signings. Obviously, you can't have it all, and they've got a new manager, so it might take time and things like that. But I do believe, from what it could have been, it's definitely been a better season transfer window for Chelsea. So I'll give it a 7. Probably if I was a Chelsea fan as well, you probably want to sort out the contract business with the strikers. In fact, not contract business. Your striker, maybe bring in a striker. I love Morata, but he hasn't been convincing. Michy Batshuayi probably deserves a go. I don't know if he's going or staying. Chelsea fans are more clued up on that. Tammy Abraham should be licking his lips at possibly being involved in first team action consistently for Chelsea. But if you're honest with yourself and you're gonna say he's gonna be like the Costas, the Jogbas that have previously delivered success to Chelsea, then you're reaching a bit. So I give them a 7 on the addition, just on the basis of how they've clawed it back, because it didn't look like a good window initially for Chelsea. I'll give City, you can give City a 5 to be fair, depending on how you look at it. I'll give them a 5. They brought in Mahrez, that will shake things up, make other creative players want to play and things like that. Obviously, they've got young Eric Garcia. In fact, it's a 5 because they brought in Claudio Gomez. That's a big signing. He's just lacking experience. I hope he gets a chance along with Foden this year. So there's him. But depending on how you look at it, you can actually mark them down because they've got a complete side and things like that. And obviously, it remains to be seen how they kick on next year, because when people win the league, they do tend to believe in players a bit too much. But if we look at it on the basis that they wanted Jorginho and Fred, either one, they missed out on both of them because they both went to other clubs. So we could probably mark them down on missing their targets and things like that. But again, it's reaching. So yeah, United, I give them a 4 out of 10. Bad boy signing in Fred didn't, and obviously Dalot, who in time could be the fullback they need, but probably they probably needed to bring in a left back. It's not there. Centre half is not there. Probably a couple areas to address as well. It quite frankly hasn't happened. It didn't matter if it was Yerry Mina, Toby Alderweireld, who else, Maguire. Ultimately, targets failed to come in. So to only bring in one side, well, technically not one signing. They brought in Dalot, who's going to be decent. Fred's decent as well. I'll give it, 4 is fair, man. And obviously, they brought in Grant as well. That's a third choice keeper. We can banter United fans, which I do as a joke. But past that, I'll give it a 4. Finally, I'd probably give Liverpool a 9, a 9. I'm only saying 9 because if it was me, I'd want a centre-half, because I think Matip is okay as backup. For me, it would be, I don't know if he's fit and stuff, but it'll be Joe Gomez and Van Dijk. But if one of them gets injured, it's a bit peak in my personal opinion. So yeah. They've done a lot. We knew Keita was coming in, Fabinho's coming, obviously Alisson's coming. They've got some tasty, Shaqiri's coming he might not be anything to write home about to rotate in the side and stuff. They made some good signings, and you'd expect them to push Liverpool and push City to try and win the title, sort of thing. So yeah, probably the only bits you can mark it down is, for me, like I said, a centre half, and obviously they didn't get Fekir. That would have been a madness, isn't it? But 9 out of 10 for Liverpool. Liverpool fans can't complain about their window, in my opinion. Maybe they can because they know their clubs are better than me. Maybe they wanted certain players to leave. I don't know. Obviously, they got they let Thingy go. What's his name? Danny Ings. I think it's a loan, but I think they're getting 18 million or 15 to 18 million or maybe more than that for a player that's barely played in however many years. Good business. So yeah, man, that's a good signing. So in short, if you're a Liverpool fan, you should be happy. City fan, midfielders probably wanted to come in, but it's not the end of the world, and you sign Mahrez, so you're probably the only two sides that are happy. Chelsea done some good business, but if you're a Chelsea fan, probably not entirely happy. Arsenal, I'm definitely not happy. United fans definitely aren't happy. Spurs definitely aren't happy. So yeah, 3 clubs. But I do think Spurs are lucky in the sense that you probably know what you're going to get from them players more than you do with the Arsenal and United lads, even though United came second, so it doesn't really make sense based on last season. But yeah, man, guys, deluded, I'm out, man. Get in the comments, subscribe, and do the rest. Follow my socials. It's got all of it's in the descriptions. Deluded Guna04 and everything from Facebook to Twitter. Snapchat Guna04. Like, subscribe. You guys know I'm the best, man. I talk the real talk, man. I only talk this because I'm about it. Anywho, I'm out.